Hello. Listen closely. Grab your popcorn. Don't swallow too loud. Don't pretend you didn't feel that jolt under your skin when the message came through. Because what I'm about to say is the reason the neighborhood's heartbeat just tripped. Your family name didn't just appear on a list. It surfaced on a red list so restricted most people don't even know it exists. A list that doesn't warn, it hunts. And tonight, the streets aren't whispering your story. They're tracking it. Everyone's calling cousins, forwarding screenshots, speculating with the kind of panic people get right before lights flash in their windows. But you're standing there with that unnerving stillness again, that slow, calculated composure that makes people rethink everything they thought they knew about you. You're not sweating, you're not pacing, you're not breaking down. You're absorbing the moment like you've been expecting it. And that calm is the reason half the block is peeking through curtains, wondering what exactly is living inside your chest. They thought this would throw you off. They thought a red list alert would make you unravel. They don't understand that you've always operated like a shadow, wearing skin, quiet, controlled, impossible to decode at first glance. They never recognized what pressure does to someone who's learned to breathe inside chaos. While they panic, your mind is reorganizing reality at a speed that would terrify them. They imagine agents moving toward your doorstep. You're already thinking 3 layers beyond that. They imagine you frozen. You're studying the room, studying yourself, studying them. Because this isn't just a warning. This is an X-ray of everyone around you. When stress enters a space, truth enters with it. And right now, the truth is leaking out of every side eye, every whisper, every sudden change in tone. Someone is already typing messages they'll deny sending. Someone is reviewing old conversations with you, searching for hints they missed. Someone is wondering if you're calm means you're involved in something bigger than they ever imagined. They don't realize that your calm isn't guilt. It's clarity. You've faced far worse under far dimmer lights. You've survived nights where the dark felt alive, where fear crawled under your ribs, where your own heartbeat sounded like footsteps behind you. A red list notification isn't enough to shake someone built from everything you crawled through. You're not scared, you're reawakening. Most people don't even know how these red lists work. They think it's just a name in a file. They have no idea these lists ripple. They trigger watchers. They tighten surveillance routes. They shift entire networks. When your name lit up that screen, the officers didn't just flag you. They flagged every person who ever underestimated what you become under pressure. They flagged the neighborhood without even realizing it. Because tonight, everyone is revealing themselves. The loyal ones go quiet with concern. The opportunists go loud with gossip. The cowards run before anything even happens. And you stand there watching all of it like a scientist observing a chemical reaction. This is the part they'll never understand. You're not the one shaking, they are. They don't fear what the red list means for you. They fear what it might activate inside you. Because people like you don't crumble. You recalibrate, you refine, you switch modes in a way that leaves observers breathless. They thought this was the moment you'd shrink. They didn't realize this was the moment you expand. Not physically, energetically, strategically, psychologically. You're shifting in a way that can't be measured by cameras or microphones. It's that deep restructuring, the kind that only appears in rare individuals who've carried burdens heavy enough to warp an ordinary soul. But your soul doesn't warp. It hardens, it sharpens, it aligns, and right now, it's doing exactly that. Somewhere across the street, someone is whispering your name like a warning. They're telling their friend, "I heard their house popped up on a watch list. They might get taken tonight." Another person is replaying a moment when you spoke to them with that eerie conviction that now feels prophetic. Someone else is looking at their phone, wondering if they should distance themselves before things escalate. All of them are reacting to the same realization. You don't react like normal people do. You never have. They're only noticing it now because fear highlights what familiarity hides. You've always moved differently, detached when needed, focused when others panicked, quiet when others begged for reassurance. You didn't learn that from books or mentors. You learned it from surviving the kind of moments that would have folded most people into dust. Your training was life itself, and life did not go easy on you. It molded you with pressure, with loss, with betrayal, with broken expectations, with collapsing trust. Every chapter hardened your instincts until they became something sharper than intuition, something closer to foresight. So when your family name pinged on that red list, your body didn't react with fear. It reacted with recognition, as if some buried version of you stood up again, dusted itself off, and said, "Finally." Because part of you always knew something like this would happen. When you're built the way you are, when your mind cuts through motives, when your presence unsettles liars, when your composure exposes other people's guilt, you attract attention. You irritate the quiet insecurities lurking inside others. You trigger the kind of reactions people later pretend were coincidences. You don't try to cause it. You simply exist in a way that pressures truth out of people. That alone makes you dangerous in their eyes. And tonight, the danger they feel is intensifying. Someone across the street just turned off their lights so they can watch without being seen. Someone else is calling a brother-in-law enforcement, hoping for information they won't get. Someone is already exaggerating the story to make themselves feel relevant. I heard their whole house is being monitored. I heard they might come before midnight. The rumors are mutating faster than facts because people love to wrap their fears in stories. It makes their anxiety feel organized, but your presence disrupts their narratives. It forces them to confront a different question altogether. What if you're not the one in trouble? What if you're the one they should have been more respectful toward all along? Your calm is rewriting the script in real time. You're not pacing. You're not defending yourself. You're not explaining details you shouldn't have to explain. You're simply existing with that unnerving poise that makes the air feel heavier around you. People misinterpret it as arrogance. It's not. It's experience. You've learned not to react prematurely. You've learned not to move emotionally when logic is required. You've learned not to panic when others want you to. Panic is for people who haven't lived through the things you've survived. Panic is for people who don't know their own depth. You know yours. You know exactly what you become under pressure. You've seen it before. You remember the nights when everything collapsed and you didn't. You remember the moments you should have broken but didn't. You remember the people who expected you to disappear but watched you rise instead. That past didn't just teach you resilience. It taught you dominance, the quiet kind. The kind that doesn't shout, the kind that doesn't warn, the kind that simply takes over the room without moving a muscle. And that's the version of you emerging right now. You can feel it in the way your breath slows instead of quickens, You can feel it in the way your mind sharpens instead of scatters. You can feel it in the way your pulse steadies like you're syncing with something deeper, older, more deliberate. You're not losing control, you're regaining it. This moment isn't pulling something out of you. It's awakening something inside you that never truly went dormant, just waited for the right trigger. And the red list was exactly that trigger. Somewhere inside the city, someone in an office is staring at your name, tapping their pen, reading details they don't fully understand. They think they're assessing risk. They don't realize they're activating someone who becomes more calculating under pressure, someone who becomes more clever under scrutiny, someone who becomes more strategic when cornered. They think tonight is about monitoring you. They don't realize tonight is about revealing everyone around you. Because real pressure doesn't expose you, it exposes them. Who panics, who plots, who prays, who betrays, who stays quiet out of loyalty, who stays quiet out of fear, who changes tone, who changes sides. Pressure pulls truth from every direction, and right now, truth is crawling across this neighborhood like electricity. Your phone buzzing, your name spreading, your house becoming a point of interest, your past being revisited by people who barely know it, your silence unsettling people who never understood you in the first place. They're terrified not because they think you're guilty, but because they've always sensed something powerful simmering beneath your calm. Something they couldn't describe, something they couldn't categorize, something that now feels activated. They think the question is, what did you do? The real question is, what are you about to become? Because when people who've endured what you've endured enter moments like this, they don't collapse, they crystallize, they don't break, they sharpen. And tonight, your sharpened energy is spreading through the streets like a warning only the perceptive can feel. Someone just whispered, "Why aren't they scared?" Someone else replied, "Maybe they know something we don't." And that single line is enough to shift the entire mood. Because your calm isn't normal. Your posture isn't normal. Your breathing isn't normal. Your silence isn't normal. Your presence isn't normal. You're operating like an individual who has walked